Good morning, Year 4. We're going to look at adding and subtracting fractions today. So guys, adding and subtracting fractions, it is something we've looked at before. So note it says new learning in the corner, but we have done this before. So we're going to have a look at 1/4, add on 1/4. So looking at this diagram down here, we can see that this bar model represents 1/4 and this bar model represents 1/4. If we add that 1/4 and that 1/4 together, our denominator stays the same, but our numerator changes. So if we've got one piece adding on another piece, we now have 2/4. So when we're adding on a fraction, your denominator always stays the same, and it's just your numerator that changes. When we're looking at this one and we've got 5/7 and 4/7, we've drawn it as a picture underneath to help us. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/7, add 1, 2, 3, 4/7. And when we've got it as a picture, it enables us to help us by counting just what numerators we've got. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I know that it is equal to 9/7. Now I know my class have talked about this before. We can then convert 9/7 to 1 and 2/7, but it's not something that we really need to be worried about. Either answer is correct. Right guys, a bit of paper in front of you. I'd like you to have a go at 4/8, add 6/8 and see how you get on there. I'm going to leave the bar model on here for you to use as well. Make sure you pause the video. I'm going to go through the answer. Right, if you've had a look at 4/8 and 6/8, you can see there that we're adding on just the bits that are in red. So we're leaving the denominator alone completely. All we're looking at is that numerator. So 4, all you're looking at is 4 add 6. So you should know that with your number bonds that you have 10/8. Or if you've someone that's converted it, you should have 1 and 2/8. Right, so you might get a question like this where you've got 3 different fractions to add up, but it is exactly the same. Our denominator stays the same, and all we're looking at is the numerator. So we've got 2, add 1, add 2. So here you've got your picture representation, 2/3, 1/3, 2/3, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 2 add 1 is equal to 3, and then add 2 on is equal to 5. So we've got 5/3, or 1 and 2/3. Don't know why it's gone down there. There we go. So either way, that's correct. Right then, so we're looking at it now without the bar model at all. If you're really struggling without the bar model, draw one. It won't take you too long. Okay, we're looking at 5/9 add 6/9 now. We haven't got the bar model, but we're going to have a go without. So, like I said before, we're going to completely ignore this denominator, and all we're looking at is our numerator. So 5 add 6. We know when we're doing 5 add 6, you use your fingers if you really need to, but you go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, count it on there. I know that I have 11/9. So 11/9 is also equal to 1 and 2/9. So either way, you're right there. If you're really struggling with it, you could draw the bar model underneath, and that might help you there. Right, so now Right, so here are 6 addition fraction calculations that I'd like you to have a go at. I want you to pause the video and have a go at these because I am about to go through the answers. Make sure you've paused it because the next picture you're going to see are all the answers. Last warning, make sure you've paused the video. Right, so here are our answers. 3/4 add a quarter, we've even got 4/4, or we have 1 whole. 6/7 add 3/7 is equal to 9/7, or 1 and 2/7. 9/12 add 5/12 is equal to 14/12, or 1 2/12. 1 3/4 add 2 1/4 is equal to 1 5/4 or 2 1/4. 7/8 and 3/8 is equal to 10/8 or 1 2/8. 11/15 and 10/15 is equal to 21/15 or 1 6/15. So you've got options when you're answering these questions, but it's always best practice to try and simplify them to the easiest fraction you can. We are going to have a look at subtracting two fractions now. So very similar to addition, just the other way around. Right, so we've got 1 4/5 subtract 7/5. Right, in our picture below this time, we have 1 4/5. So we've got one whole here, and then 1 2 3 4/5. So one whole 4/5. Right, for our bar model to use that one to subtract away 7/5, again, I'm not going to worry about my denominator much at all. I'm going to cross out 7 of my fifths. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I can see from my picture that I only have 1 2/5 left. So I know my answer is equal to 2/5. Right, then now we're going to have a look at 1 1/4 subtract 3/4. So because we've got our bar model, we're going to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to cross 1, 2, 3 out, and then I can see that I've got 2 left over. So that is equal to 2/4. Or if you want to change it, 1/2. So this time we've got 1 6/7 subtract 5/7. Right, I want you to have a go on this one on your own. Make sure you pause the video. I'm just about to explain how I work it out. So below here, I've got 1 6/7 shown as a picture, and I'm going to subtract 5/7. So I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/7 away. Now there's two ways you can do this. You can look at this and you can see that you've got one whole and 1/7 remaining. And that's probably the way I do it. Or you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8/7 remaining. So either answer is correct because both answers are the same. Again, I want you to have a go at this one. If you got that one last one a little bit wrong, think about how you can change it this time. Make sure you pause the video. I'm just going to go through it now. So you've got 1 5/8 here, and I'm going to get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 remaining. Right, guys, here's the worksheet I'd like you to pause and have a go at. So first question is 1 2/5 subtract 4/5, 2 2/9 subtract 8/9, 7/10 subtract 3/10, 1 4/5 subtract 1 2/5, 2 1/7 subtract 5/7. Now, if you're struggling to do this mentally, draw it out. Draw yourself 1 2/5. Then cross off 4/5 like you saw me do here. Draw your full 1, mine represented by 8/8, 1 whole, and then 5/8 I crossed off. So think about how you can do that for your questions here. Make sure you've paused the video. I'm going to go through the answers in a second. Right, make sure you have paused it. I'm just about to go through the answers. Right, so we're looking at 1 2/5 subtract 4/5. So I know that's equal to 3/5. 2 2/9 subtract 8/9 is equal to 1 3/9. 7/10 subtract 3/10 is equal to 4/10. 1 4/5 subtract 1 2/5 is equal to 2/5. 2 1/7 subtract 5/7 is equal
to 1 3/7. If you've struggled on any of those, draw your bar models out again and have another go on those. I'm looking forward to see how you get on, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.